Hello, welcome back to another episode of SDS. This is a good one because it's almost halfway into the season. I mean, it pretty much is. We're at the end of the year, and it's time for some of us to eat some humble pie. It is. Let's be honest, because the way the beautiful game of football works is that it's so unpredictable, and of course, as a football channel. Just like every other football channel, you have to do your early predictions at the start of the season. That's what makes it fun. You know, before the season starts, you make your predictions. You go, cool, this is who's gonna finish in the top 6, I think. This is who will get relegated. This is who will get top scorer. And it's a fun video to make. Yeah. And then a lot of the time, it's rare actually, unless or maybe because City have won the league 4 times in a row the last 4 years. If you predict City to win the league, of course, it's cash money. But a lot of the time, there's big mistakes made in there. But this season, I think there was big mistakes made by everyone. So what we're doing now, as you can already tell by the title, you already clicked on the video, is we are doing our revised mid-season top 6 predictions. Okay, so we're at the midway point almost, and I think it's time. We've seen enough to make our final predictions, because when the season comes to an end, we're going to look at the mid-season ones. Obviously, the start of the season ones as well, we'll look at them, see if they aged well. But this is our chance to redeem ourselves. Yeah. Because no one had Chelsea.
Or double down on your mistakes.
No one had Chelsea where they're at. No one had Liverpool where they're at.
Phase on my note, actually.
Yeah, but
where did you have Liverpool though?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get to that.
They had a new manager in his prediction by this point, bro.
Exactly. He didn't even have them in the top 6. Crazy. So, yeah, I mean, we did a preseason prediction for top 6. Myself and Fuad are actually on the table. Fuad had dreads back then.
Yeah, that's how long.
Changed man now.
It's a whole different man now.
So that's why you can do a new prediction now.
New man, new predictions. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. So yeah, dreads back then, and Dreadhead Fuad predicted City to win the league, Arsenal second, which isn't a crazy prediction. That's how last season finished. Yeah. Spurs in 3rd, United 4th, Liverpool 5th, and West Ham 6th.
Yo, the dreads were too tight. You could tell.
Yeah, they weren't allowing the brain to work correctly.
There was the bleaching at the bottom.
Congestion.
It's the bleaching at the bottom. It might have just seeped into the mind.
A little into the scalp. I'm telling you, West Ham 6.
Yep.
Lost it.
I think off the back of their business.
Yeah, they had good fixtures.
Liverpool, you're thinking rebuild.
Wasn't there like a grading transfer window?
Yeah, I was on that video.
I was on that video.
Like I
was making sure they were A+ in that video.
I remember. I think we were asking for it to be B or something. I said, no, A star.
You know what's crazy as well? I remember Chelsea was talking that, and we was like, nah, D. Based on, because it's the same repeat as last year.
Yeah.
Bro, pre-season predictions will kill you. But as I said,
funny.
new man, new trim.
There we go. My predictions were, in 1st I had Arsenal, 2nd I had City, 3rd I had Spurs as well. What was I thinking?
A lot of people had.
4th I had Villa, 5th I had United, and 6th I had... Wait, no, I didn't have Spurs. I had Spurs in 6th. I wrote Spurs twice. I don't know who I had in 3rd. Who I had in 3rd? No, it'll be Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because I've got Spurs in 6th, not 3rd.
Yeah.
So I had Arsenal 1st, City 2nd, Liverpool 3rd, Villa 4th, United 5th, Spurs 6th. So even my predictions are all over the place. None of us had Chelsea in the top 6. You had them in 6th. Maybe you weren't in the SDS video.
I had them like 6th.
But you did a video on your channel. You had them around 6th. Even that's 6th, now looking to be too low. Did you do predictions on another channel at all?
I did it on I think I had all the issues on my channel, but I was gonna release.
Do you
on my
remember
channel.
what you did?
I don't.
Okay.
If I was honest,
How convenient.
No, genuinely.
Okay.
I'll tell you. I knew I had City winning the league. Probably Arsenal second. I think I expected Liverpool to drop off more after Klopp. I think you guys actually had Liverpool in a decent position.
It makes sense
based on their squad.
Down to 4th,
based on their squad, but I think I had them at 4th, and I think I had United a bit too high.
Definitely.
Probably. That sounds like
he was gassed off the... Bro, he was like, Ineos is here. We finally have my board.
He's got me.
Signings, the board.
Let me see your wallpaper real quick. Turn your phone on.
It's not that.
Change it.
It's his audience now.
Ashworth left. He said, I'm gone with him.
He lost his
amazing.
But yeah, I definitely had United like top 3, somewhere crazy.
For sure. You probably did. Fad had them in 4th, I had them 5th, so we both still had them pretty high, depending on compared to how they're performing right now. I mean, they got a new manager now, but this is when Ten Hag was in the picture as well, so that is crazy. But now we're doing our updated ones. Okay, we're gonna go from 6th all the way up to 1st, and hopefully redeem ourselves. We get a chance. We get a second chance.
I hope so.
Yeah. So now, seeing what we've seen. At the time of recording, we're 16 games in. Liverpool have 15 games, so they're still not even quite halfway yet.
Yeah.
But it's a good time to predict. Who do we think will come 6th place. Now it's tough because the thing is,
This one was probably the toughest one.
There's a block of teams,
Yeah.
right? And this block of teams, in my head, 5th and 6th place belongs to those teams.
Yeah.
But there's Forest, there's Bournemouth, there's Villa, there's Fulham, there's Brighton, Spurs, Brentford, Newcastle. That's 8 teams.
Yeah.
We ain't got no love, man.
I think
United. My bad.
He stopped the right. I'm looking at the table.
I can see
He
the
stopped the right.
scroll down.
I'll just line up.
It's a visual.
Yeah, cool.
Look,
Second page FC. All
No,
right,
I
we
didn't
get
even
it, man.
say that. I wasn't even planning to say that. But he's right. Wallahi, look. This is what I was looking at. I swear to God, look. And I stopped at Newcastle.
You're a
But
mug.
I saw I didn't mean to. But anyways, yeah. And United, because you guys are literally a point behind Newcastle. That's 9 teams. That's 9 teams that I think are fighting for those 2 spots.
I agree.
In my head, my top 4 was easier. But those 9 teams fighting for 2 spots. So I'm interested to see who people put in there. Because let's see how season goes. My 6th spot, I gave it to Aston Villa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I gave it to Aston Villa.
No.
I think of course, the Champions League football is going to be a tough experience for them. I don't think they'll go super deep anyways in the Champions League. Let's say they go through this first stage of this new format. I'm still trying to get used to the new format, but let's say they get through to past this first stage, where I think they will, or at least they'll go into the qualifying round where they have to play the 2 legs. Even if they go through it, they won't go further than that, I don't think. I don't think we're going to see Aston Villa in the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't think we will. So it's going to get to a point where
they'll revert back to
it's going
form.
to get to a point where they're going to focus on the Premier League.
Yeah.
Even now, whilst they've got that, they're in a good position. They're in 7th place, right? They're 3 points from 4th. And I think if you look at the quality of squad they have, if you look at the players they have in that squad, you look at the options they have in that squad, you look at the manager, what they did last season, I just back them more than most of these other teams to continue that form. A lot of other teams around them are going to be they're going to lose a lot of dumb games.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of inconsistencies in their form. I think Villa are a safer bet for me to consider that they're going to have a more consistent or stable form from now to the end of the season. I know they got Champions League football, but I just like their squad more than most of the other squads in terms of a long, deep season.
I actually have them 7th.
Okay,
So,
just outside.
Yeah, just outside.
Like I
And
said, there's
the-
9 teams, bro.
I think
Any of
when-
them can finish top
Yeah.
6.
When I
now,
look
this
at their
way.
fixture list, because kind of if what you're saying by they get knocked out first knockout
Yeah.
round, after March basically is they're playing Brentford away. We know what Brentford have been like at home. Liverpool, Brighton away, Newcastle, Man City, Spurs, and then United last game of the season as well. So there's some
Tough
big,
games.
tough games there.
Yeah,
So for
tough
me,
run.
taking that into consideration is where I think it's still going to be tough even after they leave Europe.
Yeah, because out of the block of 9 that Sharky's talking about, like 3 of the last, all 4 of them are their last 4 fixtures. Fulham, Bournemouth, Spurs, United. They
And
all
those
play.
will all
They'll
be
be
basically
fighting.
6
That's
point
gonna be
But
pieces
they're
around
going to
it.
be all huge games.
No, genuinely, they're going to decide a lot.
So I think for me they just miss it, and I might sound crazy, but I think Spurs will be there. I think we've been the 2 most inconsistent sides, I think, in terms of Aston Villa and Spurs. And I think with Spurs, you can't discount that we're one of the highest goal scorers in the league. When we win big. I think even defensive record, I think we've got the 3rd best. The issue with Spurs is performing on a consistent basis. Can you give me 2 good performances in a row? If some way we can make some January adjustments, I think this team still hasn't made the improvements in the 2nd season that I expect it to. I think there's still more to come from them. If we do see those improvements, I think they can get that 6th place. And the only reason why I say that is I wouldn't expect Bournemouth and Fulham and Forest's form to maintain all the way throughout the season. I would expect like a natural decline after a while.
The thing about Spurs that's so interesting is you guys barely ever draw. You either win or you lose.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that is so tough to quantify.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Or
so
to
tough
measure how
to
they're gonna
measure.
perform.
You know,
But that's Spurs in general. They're the hardest team to quantify and
It's
measure.
so
They're the
hard.
most
It's so hard.
bipolar side in the league, bro.
Yeah.
They beat City 1 week 4-0, then they go 4 games winless against like Ipswich,
And then
Fulham,
go beat
Bournemouth.
Villa 4-1 and then go and lose to Ipswich.
Yeah, they beat United 3-0, and then they're unpredictable, man. This is tough. 6th place is really difficult for me.
This is
I
the
was
hardest position.
leaning
But it's
towards
like-
Spurs. I'm gonna throw in a spanner in the works, man. I'm gonna show some love to Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth this season have been impressive. I think Iraola continues to do incredible work over there. They have goals, they defend well, they keep the ball very well. I know it doesn't win you points, but I think they play some of the most attractive football in the league. They've shown that they can beat a big team. They've beaten City, they beaten Arsenal. Last year they beat United. Who else did they beat? They beat you guys as well too.
Yep.
So it's going to be difficult because, as we know, these teams tend to kind of fall off in the second half of the season, especially towards like the last few weeks. And I've seen Bournemouth's schedule; it's not easy the last few games, but I'm going to show them some love because I think the first half of the season they've been really impressive, and I'm going to go with them.
Interesting. Bournemouth is, Bournemouth are performing really well. Giant killers this season.
That's
Beat Arsenal. Beat Arsenal. Beat Arsenal. Beat City. Beat Spurs. Some good results. Tough team to go to.
This was the toughest one for sure for me. That 6th position, and it comes down to a lot of things. I hear your Villa. I hear the squad. Spurs were just too inconsistent for me to just be able to put my hat on them, and they would have been, I think, a safer bet than something like a Bournemouth or the team that I ended up going for, Nottingham Forest, because I think what Nuno Espirito Santo did previously in the Wolves regime. Like, is obviously they are going to face a really tough block because they have, especially, I think it's February, some really tough fixtures. I think it's Newcastle away, Arsenal at home, and City at home. These are tough fixtures. They're going to go through their storm. I'm sure of that. But what they seem to have done this season is, like, for example, someone like Alanga doesn't always start for them. Comes off the bench. That's one of the most important players. Chris Wood on fire. Murillo at the back. Elliot Anderson, I think we mentioned it off camera about how important and how vital he is to that team. This is without that Milinkovic as well. This is without even Morgan Gibbs-White firing really to the levels that he was in previous seasons as well. So I think it was a tough one. It was a gamble, and I wanted to go for a bit more of an outside shot. So based on Nuno, his experience, and the squad and how they're performing right now, it's a risky one, but I went Nottingham Forest.
I've got them 5th.
So do I.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I can't lie. I've got them 5th.
I wanted one outside shout.
Yeah.
I've got them in 5th as well. For me, it was out of Bournemouth and Forest. I think, like I said, I don't think Spurs are gonna make it in there. You know, I don't think United will make it.
Be distracted by the cups.
Yeah, I don't think Spurs will make it in there. Yeah, cup runs will be good for you guys. I don't think United will make it in there, like the bigger clubs. So I was really looking at. I put Villa in 6th, and I was really looking at Forest and Bournemouth and Fulham and Brighton, those kind of teams. Brighton, I really like, great young coach, but they're too inconsistent as well. I wanted to put a shock team, and I know Forest right now are in 4th and they're not a shock team, but over the course of the season, you don't think they're going to maintain it. It will be a shock if they finish 5th. And it was out of Forest and Bournemouth for me. I've been enjoying Bournemouth more. I think Bournemouth had a better manager, but I think Forest have the stronger squad. They have the stronger squad than Bournemouth. You know? So I put with the points.
I thought the shock team would come 6th. I like that.
I've got Forest in 5th as well.
I like that. You know how we're talking about previous predictions, by the way, start of the season. I had Forest going down, man.
Honestly. Bro, I had them just above the relegation zone.
I think I might have. Yeah, so listen.
You know what it is?
Hey, humble pie, baby.
Yeah,
you know what it is?
We don't got the answers, are we?
I'll gladly eat right now. It's not Ramadan. I'll eat right now.
But no, I think they've got the similar thing of Chelsea as well. I'm sure we'll talk on in a bit as well, where they've had overhaul changes,
they bought so many players.
and overhauls for consecutive seasons. So it's almost kind of like by the 3rd season, everyone's looking at it like, this thing ain't going to work out. You just kind of write these lot off. But then they've shown once it clicks, you can see now all of a sudden you're looking at it. It's like, hold on. They've got strength and depth. They've got a quality 11. They just needed a decent manager to kind of come in and really steer the ship properly. And Nuno, who's got the experience, has come in and done that. And I think that's the important thing. I think he is the kind of manager who can actually see this out. Previously, we've seen teams like West Ham, Leicester. Yeah, they compete for that Champions League spot, but then they just finish outside it.
And I think that will be the same case for them. Club. They're a huge club, so they're gonna feel. They're gonna feel like they should be there. You know, they're gonna feel like they want to be there. And listen, if they finish there, Forest back in Europe. The history they have in European football.
More than you.
You know, exactly. Yeah, there we go. I was on.
Don't laugh too hard.
Don't laugh too hard.
No. I got some European trophies.
Not more than them.
Well, hey, no more than them. I got some. You're laughing like you're far ahead of them.
Yeah, we are though.
You got one more.
We are though.
You got one more.
We're ahead, bro.
You got one more.
One is enough.
You got one more.
Kisses all the days.
Yeah, but you've seen one. You've seen one.
How many have you seen?
You've seen one. So we're not far apart.
How many have you seen?
We've seen the same amount of finals.
Huh?
No, we haven't. You've seen one.
No, yeah.
You lost two. You lost two. But you lost two. We lost less finals than you that you've seen.
One.
This is what he's going for. This is what he's going for.
I'm trying something, bro. Let me try something. He brought up out of nowhere.
We scored more goals against Barcelona than you guys did.
We didn't know.
I was at 09 compared to 06.
Oh my God. Yeah, one specific one. What about 11, 2011?
Yeah, we're tied.
Exactly. No, I tried something.
You had to. Hang on. That's shameless. That's disgusting.
That's leave out normally suffers. You got one back with the United.
What about Forest? Why is he bringing me into it?
Look, man, European pedigree, man.
Nah,
They do have
Bears,
Europa
they do.
category.
They
Yes,
do.
they do. And so did my 6th place team, Aston Villa.
Yeah.
That's why these are the teams I'm picking. Who
Facts.
did you have in 5th?
Aston Villa.
Hey, nice.
European
Bears.
pedigree.
Nice.
Same.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, Villa, I have them just falling out because I think. I mean, we're going to talk about the top 4. There's a team in the top 4 that, the way it's looking, you would have to think, oh, maybe they're going to fall out. But I think they have enough credit in the bank that deep down you think they're going to stay there, which means that Villa, I think, just miss out. Villa have been just through a really bad patch. Like, we're going to talk about City and the patch that they're on, the form that they're on. But
Yeah.
I swear Villa are one of the worst teams in the league form-wise.
They've struggled the past
I think they have,
month
like,
or two.
what, 1 win in the last, like,
7 or 8.
7 or 8. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly that.
Nah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. They beat Brentford and Southampton back to back. Last
Yeah,
couple
but
of rounds.
before that.
Oh, before
Before
that.
that,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. It was bad.
Have a look before that.
Yeah, yeah. I
It
thought
was
you meant
a
like
good
now.
7-8 run.
Yeah.
Draw.
7-8 game
Loss.
run where they didn't really win.
Since Bayern, since
Yeah.
the game against Bayern Munich in the Champions League,
Yeah.
they've hit
They've
a
struggled.
dry slump. And yeah, look, I think it's going to be difficult because I think they're going to progress to the next round in Champions League. Those are going to be massive nights for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that it is going to affect their league form a little more, which is a shame because I really rate Unai Emery. I think that squad is really good. And I like the fact now that John Duran has kind of broken into that team. And it looks like now he's kind of gotten the backing of his manager to start games from the beginning because, come on, you can't keep a killer like that on the bench for too long.
Yeah.
But I think they're just going to miss out just because I think the top 4 is solidified, even though there's like 1% part of me that wants to leave one of them out. But
Yeah.
leave Villa after.
John
Talk about
Duran
that, yeah.
scored in the last 3 games, no competition in a row.
Baller,
Yeah.
man.
1 goal each.
I think coming into this season, Aston Villa did well to prepare for what they were going to try and face with their signings, picking up Barkley, for example, and bolstering them with, I think, Tielemans and Onana.
yeah.
So many good signings for them, including the previous guard, which is the Camaras, the Buendias that were already there, which
Yeah.
was like, okay, they got a decent midfield here. So they tried to prepare as best as possible for a season with European football. Obviously have struggled with that context. I agree they will have more nights in Europe, but similar to what Sharky was saying earlier, I don't see them in the Champions League long term. And then if I think about them not being in the Champions League with a stronger squad, I can't put them outside of the top 6 or put them lower than 5th. I feel obviously they were going to drop off at the top 4 for me based on that context. But with the pickups that they had in the summer, I know it hasn't fully worked out now, but I predict that in that second half of the season, their squad will be strong enough to be able to be in that top 5.
And speaking of John Duran as well, obviously he's now the leading man in that team. What doesn't get spoken about? I know, obviously, it was just a little stop off, but signing from the MLS. Has there been a better player that signed from the MLS to the Premier League, not the other way around, from the MLS to the Premier League, and is like a Premier League level player?
Dempsey.
I don't
Miggy
Dempsey's looking,
Almiron
man.
was the one before I can think of.
Yeah,
He's-
purple patch.
he
He had a
that
little
guy.
few purple
I would say
patches.
Dempsey, I
yeah,
swear
but
he
see
came
what
from
the-
MLS.
Clint
no?
Dempsey?
I swear he came from MLS.
Did he come from that? I mean, I know he's American.
Yeah.
I don't know where they signed him
Probably
from.
did.
Obviously,
Probably.
I just remember starting watching football and he was already in the Premier League. But obviously,
Yeah,
he came from
yeah,
America.
yeah.
Obviously,
He came from New England Revolution.
Yeah, he would've.
I would give it to Dempsey.
He
Man.
would've.
Dempsey was actually a top player.
what Duran's doing in the Champions League, he's just scoring from
That's
anywhere.
big. Hey,
mad
Dempsey,
still.
Europe.
Dempsey had
Yeah,
European
no,
nights as
Fulham
well.
Europa
yeah.
League.
Oh,
Fulham Europa
bro,
League.
come
Hey,
on.
He was outside.
Him and
Zico
Zoltan
over
Gera.
Juventus.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
The Roy Hodgson team, of course, I remember that.
He was a
team.
big part of
Europa
it.
League
Yeah.
on Channel 5.
Nah, I can't lie yet.
They knocked
I
that
mean,
Juventus
that's
team.
it.
Do you remember Channel 5? Europa
Atletico
League?
Madrid ruined their hopes, man.
Yeah.
But in terms of a
But still,
foreign
like,
player
mad
like
though.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Clint Dempsey's
A
obviously
foreign
American,
player.
but a foreign player like that, I don't think we've seen before.
He did a full season.
It's,
in
it's
the
an
MLS.
unconventional route, and I think it's taken him. I think this is his 3rd season at Villa as well, isn't it? It's taken him a little bit of time, but the ability you've always kind of seen flashes of it. But then this season, I don't know what's clicked over the summer, but he's just the penny's dropped.
Yeah.
and now
Such
he's
confidence,
just
even
bro,
though he's not in the starting
all
lineup.
his goals feel like heat checks. I
Just
don't know how
on-
else to explain it. It's like
Yeah.
he gets the ball and he's like, I know I can hit the target
Yeah,
from
yeah,
here.
He doesn't
Are
make
you
sense.
prepared for this shot?
He don't
Before
make
you
sense.
even breathe. It's
As a
like,
viewer, you're not prepared.
bro, literally.
You see his header at the weekend.
ridiculous.
You know what he is? He's a glitch in the matrix, bro. That's what I said the
He
other
is.
week. He's a glitch in the matrix of these strikers now who don't strike a ball correctly.
Yeah.
They're afraid to shoot from outside of the box. They're not prolific. He's like a throwback, bro.
Facts.
Honestly, I get 2000s vibes from John Duran. man.
Honestly, and he just turned about 2000s vibes. He was born in 2003.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
the kind
So
of-
he's not
he
even
was
watching.
born-
He's not even watching the players I'm
Yeah.
comparing him to.
And he was born in the end of like December, so he's basically 2004 kid.
Wow.
He was born in December 2000. He just turned
crazy.
21.
And I think
Only
Villa.
just turned
Mad.
21.
I think Villa needed to
2000, baby. It's crazy.
Bro, I remember Edgar Davids coming out on the front cover of FIFA 2003.
Bro, he was born in the middle. He was born in the middle of the Invincible season.
Bro, dude,
He was born in the middle of the Invincible season.
that was
young
prime
G.
Van Nistelrooy era.
Yeah, of course it was. That's when he was born. Saying Goo Goo Gaga.
Oh man, this is crazy. These are the
crazy.
footballers we're watching.
Goo Goo Gaga, bro.
That's nuts.
Bro, it's nuts. I can't believe it, bro.
You know what it is with Villa though? It's good that they
That's
finally
not-
gave him the starting spot. Because I can't lie. At some
Google.
point, they would have known Duran. The only way he's gonna sign a contract is like the only way
If
we can
they-
even keep him,
Yeah.
sign him to a contract, and then make more money off him.
Yeah.
We have to give him that.
But it's
spot.
so funny how football works because Watkins, the way he started this season, it was almost like he gave him the path to take his spot,
Yeah.
especially after the season he had last year as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, Watkins this season's been a
Yeah,
disappointment.
got to take your opportunities,
Duran
and
is
he's taking
cold,
it with
man,
both hands.
honestly.
For real, man. All right, top 4 time. Top 4 time. Now this is going to be interesting.
Some uncomfortable
Because
conversations.
some uncomfortable
I already
conversations.
know what you got for it. Man. This guy, it's not uncomfortable for you, man. Go on and say it.
I think we should. I think all have the same team in fourth.
I don't believe him.
I don't think we do.
I don't think we do.
I don't think we do.
I think we might do.
I think we do.
I think
I
we
think
don't.
if we're all smart, intelligent,
Oh yeah! That old chestnut.
Say the line.
I'm gonna do the countdown, and we're all gonna say who we have in fourth.
okay.
Yeah. To the mic.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1.
Man City.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Arsenal. Wow, even a hater like you.
Different, not today.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got to accept things for what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, this season, forget a title challenge. Genuinely, I think what you were kind of touching on there earlier.
a
You're
top
kind of
4 race,
wondering, top 4, are they even going to make it at this
fifth
rate?
right now.
The thing you're banking on is obviously the quality, the experience they have. They've got Haaland. He can flick a switch, and all of a sudden, it's 20 goals in the next 5
They've
games.
had
So
Haaland for the last 11 games.
I fully agree.
And they
But
lost
we all
8.
know he can flick a switch still.
I don't know if he can flick the switch.
I don't know,
I
man.
think- I think they can give him some service and he can
Yeah,
start
I don't
scoring.
know
but
if he
can't
can-
pick up the ball. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna do this myself. I don't know if he can do that.
That's
bro.
been
Yeah.
my biggest frustration.
He can't do what John Duran can do.
Yeah.
You can't do what John Duran
You're,
can do.
you're actually right. He can't do
He
what John
can't
Duran
do-
can do.
like-
There's some stuff that John
didn't
Duran
say
can't
it,
do.
yeah.
He
No, but it's
can't,
the
but
reality.
I agree
It's the
still.
reality,
Yeah.
bro.
I
He
agree
can't go,
still.
oh, God, losing. Let me just grab this and woof.
Duran,
Grabbed it-
He's not
Dallin
on that,
ain't
bro.
getting his own buckets.
That's been
man,
my
I can't
biggest
lie.
issue with
Yeah,
both
that's
him
cool,
and
bro.
Foden. They haven't grabbed enough games by the scruff of the neck. And now you're looking at this situation, you're wondering when it's going to end. They beat, what was it, Forest 3-0 that midweek, and you thought, okay, maybe they'll get a bit of respite here. Nope. Restore to default setting against
Do
Liverpool.
you remember your reaction to the start sub sale that me and Stars did?
Yeah.
Brother, maybe I'm aesthetics merchant. General play,
No, you
if
are.
you can, no, for sure I am, no problem. But if your general play is not there, that means that when the goals are dried up, brother, I need something else.
Yeah.
Can strikers have a good game without goals? I think Jose said it.
Yeah.
Jose said about the strikers. If you can have a good striker, is the one that has a good game
Yes.
without scoring goals, brother.
Yeah.
And that, brother, is
Because you're not gonna. I know.
But like I said-
I know Haaland's the most likely to in the world football.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna score every game.
of course not.
You know,
Of
you're
course
not.
It's just not.
You're not gonna get a goal a game unless
Yeah.
you're Cristiano
I just think
Ronaldo,
his highest
unless it's Haaland. So, like Ab said, what else can you do now? We get you can score. Yes, you can. Yes, he's still top scorer right now in the Premier League. We get you can score. But what else can you do? Because 10 other teammates,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna score every game, and you might win 4. Bro, Inter won 6-0 the other day. Lautaro didn't score a single goal. There's 6 different goal scorers. Like, you need to still, as a striker, be like, cool, let me
Bring me
provide for my other teammates and
I
make he
agree.
score, him score.
been saying
And
this.
we're talking about Haaland in particular right now, but this is City. It's a
a
City
general.
problem as a whole.
Yes.
Do you know when I realized? Obviously, we all know this run is so bad. When I really realized, this Man City team, they're done. Like this, their mentality. I think they're still gonna come top 4 because it's Man City. It was the final game.
Yeah.
If I could pinpoint, one game out of this bad
one.
run,
That's the one.
it was final.
Yeah.
That's what it was, bro.
When they were 3-0 up in
Yeah.
the 75th minute,
Yeah.
and they still didn't win that game.
No, but you know, I was there at that game, and I was with my boss.
Yeah, I
from
remember
BR.
you were there.
No, bro, they
Real hate watching that is, you know. You know when you roll up in person.
Bro, you know you gotta travel to
I saw him on a
Man.
story like this. Yeah, I'm here.
I went to my ops funeral to make sure that
Let me
brother was
text
there.
Big Steve, let him know his location.
I was there for business related
All
matters,
right,
of course.
man, all right,
Business
man.
was done.
Business was done. Yeah, we took care of business. I was there for Haj Musa, man. That's why I was there for Algerian talent right there.
yes,
No,
sir.
but all jokes aside, right? The minute they conceded the first one, I literally looked over at my boss at BR. I said, I think it's gonna be 3-3. I said that like after
Yeah.
one goal, I was like, nah, man. You can tell the entire stadium fell flat. Heads started dropping. I was like, oh, they're gonna concede another 2. It wouldn't surprise me.
feel it.
They got that second. I was like, bro, it's coming. 90th minute, bam.
It's crazy.
Mentally, let me finish this, right?
Yeah.
Because I was talking about this earlier. I was getting onto City today earlier and some other stuff I was doing, and I was thinking, like, these are the moments where you need like a Vincent Company or like a real leader in that dressing room to kind of gather the troops and like pick heads up. And like that goal that they conceded to United the other day, the Nunez error.
Yep.
2 minutes left in the game. They're in control. How can you capitulate like that? If
They
you
had
have
a
leaders
corner.
on that pitch.
horrible.
Mentality, you would never
It's
concede
from
that
their
goal.
corner, yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe City need that. But then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is the same group of players and the same manager that over 4 years have been mentality monsters. We always say you can never rule out City. They always go on winning runs when it matters. They're the comeback kids. What has happened that the mentality now just seems shot? There's no confidence in these guys whatsoever. I can't pinpoint it.
That's the struggle,
That's exactly
honestly.
what
Why we
I
have
was
them
trying
here.
to.
That's
What I
why
was
we
trying to
have
work out on the last roundup. I was stumped. I said, "This is like I keep saying. This is less the winning the league level of confusion for me. The City run. It's the same level
Yeah.
but what it shows is this team. Yes, their quality was unbelievable. You know, when they're at their best, they got De Bruyne, who's arguably one of the best in the Premier League ever. You got Haaland, who's clearly one of the best finishers. Rodri just won a Ballon d'Or. Ruben Diaz, Stones, big names.
Yeah.
But you could tell this is a team that was mainly driven through mentality. You know, and when that mentality is
Not through
shot-
quality, you mean?
No,
Or
quality.
it wasn't the onus.
Quality,
The onus was on mentality,
yeah,
you mean?
Yeah, the onus on mentality, but the quality was so high that it matched
Not a
it. And
question.
then obviously what happens then? You win four-peat, 6 out of the last 7 years, whatever, and a treble in there.
Absolutely.
Of course, he's good quality.
Absolutely.
But as in, this team was mostly
relentless,
it was
yeah.
running. The engine was running on mentality,
Yeah.
but they had the good quality pieces in the car.
So
and that's what's so
genius
good.
of a
Yeah.
coach too, yeah.
And the genius of a coach. When that mentality is rock bottom to
shot,
the
yeah.
point where they could be winning against United at home
Yeah.
and they'll still throw it away because now they doubt themselves. Before, they had zero doubt in themselves. It's like a fighter who's undefeated and you've never been knocked out. If you've never been knocked out, you're never gonna
Feel like,
you're
I'm
gonna,
not gonna
you're gonna be
get-
fearless.
yeah, yeah.
So City were always fearless to the point where we always knew City are losing. Don't worry, they're gonna come back and win
100%.
because they were fearless. But when you get knocked out once, and this
you
is
know
the
what's so
football equivalent of
crazy?
getting knocked
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
that chin now you
Yeah.
have a doubt. Now you're fighting in a different way. You're,
100%.
You know, you don't want to get that punch. Because of that, you're not fighting fearless, and now they're just trying. Their mentality is so shocked. Plus, obviously, the injuries and everything. The whole thing's a mess.
It shows
whole
the
thing's in
importance
disarray.
of confidence as well, though. I think in terms of, I don't think anybody could have foreseen this, and I even think like this year we've seen this Man City team who you think mentally were indestructible, even like Mbappe, who you thought mentally
Yeah, yeah.
indestructible, and we've seen both of those fall from cliffs in the space of like few months, where it's like, what the hell? And these are guys who you think are untouchable, but it goes to show you how quickly mentality can change the whole focus of a club, a player.
Yeah.
But then I think now, moving forward, this is going to be the biggest task in Pep Guardiola's career. I think, forget all the trebles you've done, all the unbeaten runs, Centurions, how you handle this moving forward the next 2-3 months, what tactical adjustments you tweak, how you manage these players. I think that's going to be important.
I linked it to two other like capitulations I've seen from teams. Chelsea, the year that they kind of fell off. They won the league 14-15.
Yeah,
They
and
fell off.
10th,
They were
I think.
16th at one point.
Yeah.
in the league. And then also Liverpool, the year they won the league, the following season they had all those injuries to center backs. They're playing Nat Phillips and those guys,
Yeah.
and they fell
Kabak.
off for a while. Yeah, Kabak and Reece Williams and those
Yes,
guys.
yeah.
And I was thinking to
Hendo
myself,
at
I was like,
centre back,
how
yeah.
did they save their
Fabinho at
seasons?
centre
To be
back
fair,
as
because Chelsea, to be fair, they didn't save it, but they got up to like 10. They were relegation threat at one point.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
got
yeah.
up to 10th, and Liverpool finished 3rd that year. And I remember hitting the one change I can remember, he brought in John Obi Mikel, I feel like, for the rest of the season, and he played every single game. Like, it wasn't pretty, but John Obi Mikel just sit in front of the back four,
Yeah.
don't concede goals, we're gonna crawl to the finish line. And then Liverpool, they were playing Reece Williams and Nat Phillips with
And playing the
Thiago
dumb
and
high
Fabinho.
line.
No, and then Nat Phillips and Fabinho were playing as like deep defensive midfielders, and it's like, yo, we just can't concede goals. City at some point have to do something similar. Like the most
Back
frustrating
five.
for me over this 11-game run is I don't feel like Pep has changed that much.
Yep.
I feel like he's almost going in with the same kind of setup and most of the same players and just hope. I mean, I'm sure that's not what he's thinking, but that's the impression I get. Just hoping something clicks.
Yeah.
At some point, bro, like you said, you either gotta go back 5, pack the midfield,
Facts.
play 2 up front, something, bro.
Look, even
You gotta
the
change it up
Nunes
somehow,
at
man.
left back or whatever that you tried the other day, you're trying something. But that's what almost at that time, I remember when Klopp was going through that injury crisis, a lot of the criticism on Klopp was, bro, you don't have the players available to you. Why are you still playing the same
Adapt,
way you
yeah,
did?
you gotta
adapt. You have to adapt to your current situation. And I think City now, they have to face the reality of their situation and adapt. And that's why I said
And
the
this-
next 2-3 months, how Pep handles it
Yeah.
is going to dictate a
You know what
lot.
they should
But
do?
he's-
They should drop the line a lot deeper, concede a little bit of possession, and just play to Haaland's strengths. Honestly, just become a team that feasts off Haaland transitions. Because the problem right now of City is not only are they not doing anything, Haaland is non-existent in these games.
Yeah.
Haaland is a player that we know he's going to get his regardless, but he's at his best when you're in transition.
Yeah.
Right now, you ain't got nothing going on. At least feast off your best player's best attribute, man. That's what I would do.
And on a bigger, like a grand scheme of things with Man City, I think you mentioned how important mentality was for them. And the quality was always there, but this squad, allowing this squad to get to this point is negligence from whoever was in charge of making those decisions.
What's his name? Chicky.
And Cheeky's obviously done so much brilliant things in football. Yeah, for sure, illness. But he's obviously done so well, and City have been known to be the best working footballing board at that level in the world. For them to allow it to get to this stage, and whatever part to play that Pep had to play in that, they have to be held responsible for that as well. And so I understand how important Rodri is, because that's something I noticed at Man City as well. Yes, I think they'll be struggling, but much less with Rodri, for example. Like, I just saw their build-up play. No one really wanted to come and collect that ball in that dangerous area of the pitch. No one and this is why you guys are right about the confidence in their minds and not being sure of themselves and decisions that they made.
They didn't have Rodri at the start of the season either, bro. And they were still like 7
and obviously, that's why injuries were a problem.
I think the Rodri thing got massively overflated. Like, yes, he's the most important player for one team in the league. I get that, but not to the point that you lose 1 in 11 when he goes down. That for me is unacceptable. I still think they'd be struggling with him, but obviously Kovacic did a bit part role in that as well, and obviously he went down as well. So they've obviously been very unfortunate as well.
He's got 0 hamstrings, man. I feel so sad for him.
He's more dangerous than Foden. I'll give you that. I fear him more than I fear
Foden. Even with no
right
hamstrings.
Wait, there's one moment in the United game that he found a pass on that bloody.
No.
He's still scary.
He can still unlock.
He
just doesn't have. Bro, he had P&P. KDB had one of the most underrated.
He could run with that ball, Powerful runner on the ball,
For sure. But yeah, I mean, we all have City in 4th. So yeah, I mean that's a massive drop off for them. That's why we spoke about all the negatives for City, but coming 4th is going to be a task for them as well. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of teams knocking on our door, but they've got plenty of time to turn around.
Get over the finish line. They've got next season reassemble, rebuild, and
they've got over 20. They've got 22 games left. They got
4 in a row. Finish 4th. It's all right.
There we go. All right, 3rd place. This is where it gets interesting. Because we're in 3rd now.
This is where we have the same one here as well. Now.
I don't think we do.
I don't think we do as well.
I think we should.
I don't think we do. How about I don't think we do.
I definitely think we should, but you're right. I don't think we do. I think we should though.
I think maybe
if we're all reasonable, sensible, knowledgeable, young football fans.
Young.
How do you do, young fellows?
Yeah, listen, 3rd place. Fuad, who do you have?
I have.
Say the line.
Say the line.
Do it.
The Arsenal. Come on.
Abs, do you concur?
I do concur.
Yes!
I'll be the only one.
Lias, do you concur?
No, he's Chelsea. For sure he's Chelsea.
Enzo.
I'm going to go Arsenal in 3rd.
Oh my God. Sharky, do you concur?
No! No, I got Chelsea. Okay.
Damn.
I got Chelsea fun. Listen, the
me.
Chelsea are flipping doing unbelievably well, and I think they are generally in the title race. I didn't have them in my top 6 at all at the start of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have had them in 6th for Lias, but in general, none of us had them.
I don't think I did.
They're on the episode. I can't remember what Faisal had.
I had them 6 because of big team bias, by the way. That's
Yeah.
the only reason why. It's not because I thought they were going to be any good.
Yeah, no one believed it. So listen, they are in a genuine title race. They're above Arsenal comfortably right now. They're 4 points above us. It sounds crazy for me. I'm super biased of me to put Arsenal above them. And yeah, about 20-30% of that is hope / bias from me being copium from me being an Arsenal fan.
Yeah,
of course, 100%, of course. And then another part of that is I genuinely believe. Listen, there's 22 games after the season. There's a lot of time to go. Chelsea are performing really well. They are going to be there and thereabouts, but I do see a drop off for them, and we've had our drop off now.
Yeah.
So things can switch, and I think January is key. And I think we might make some good business in January. But like I said, I can't go off the hope of that because we don't know what's going to happen there. But I'm more likely to see a run in the second half of the season for Arsenal than I am for Chelsea. I think there's gonna be a period where I drop off. I don't trust their goalkeeper. I don't trust their centre backs.
You know, he said he has 30% hopium, and then he just added another 70% hopium on top. He goes 30% hopium.
That's 100%.
I think it'll be.
I'm hearing a lot of belief in the transfer window and belief that we can.
I don't know about that, G.
I think it'll be close. Yeah, belief, yes, of course. Because listen, we don't know what's gonna happen in the season.
Yeah.
No one knows what's gonna happen. Flipping out, we can win the Champions League and finish fourth. No one knows. We could we not?
Don't joke with that.
Could we not?
Don't joke with that one.
Of course you could.
Anything can happen.
Anything, yeah.
Anything can
I
happen.
could be a millionaire tomorrow.
Yeah, you could.
Could.
Doubt it.
Yeah. Doubt it will be as well. After Champions League, doubt it will be
What I'm saying is, a lot could happen. And we'll when we get there, we'll discuss it, good or bad. This for SDS is still going to be here, hopefully. But
That was a threat. That was a veiled threat, guys. You boys are losing your jobs.
but
All of you are wrong.
maybe because I'm an Arsenal fan, of course, but I have a lot more faith and trust in this Arsenal team, this manager, to go on a better run than Chelsea.
Yeah, I'll say this.
Like Chelsea, do you think they can continue this all the time?
No,
in the
and I
season?
think they'll go for a storm. And
Third is amazing for them. Third is amazing for them.
Think of it this way, though. They're pretty much playing one team, one game a week. Because that Europa League,
That's a big thing.
Conference League
yeah,
side,
big thing for me.
bro, there are certain guys not even registered.
Yeah.
They're literally playing a B team and getting 8-0s, 5-0s galore.
Yeah.
Why can't they carry it on for the rest of the season? And in all honesty, I think if you're talking about you might add in January, I'm looking at them and thinking
They
dead.
ain't added in January.
No, I don't think
Trust
they can.
me.
Financially, I don't even know.
be
how they get
surprised.
They're going to do some Omari Kellyman for 20 mil to PSR deals.
Yeah.
Trust me, if there's guys who I've realized they know the loophole
Yeah.
of how to make
for
signings,
for sure.
these brothers have figured out the loophole on how to
100%.
make signings. I would not be surprised if in January they do make one or two more signings and then still try and push on, because I think all these teams who are competing for the title, there's an opportunity here.
Of course.
And
An
let's talk
opportunity
about
that
football.
hasn't come here in a long time. And I don't
100%.
think they're going to look at it and think, if we get third, it will be cute. No, Chelsea will see a potential for a title. And I think
So
let's go for it.
we don't know where you guys have Chelsea yet, so let's spend a lot of
let's
this time
spend more
talking
time
about
on
Arsenal
Arsenal,
because this is the team
I
that
was
you
gonna
have in
speak on
third.
Arsenal.
Yeah, it's the team you have in third. So let's
For
talk about
me,
Arsenal.
everything can change off the transfer window in January. That I agree with, because I think as currently constructed in that attack. Look, I know Arsenal last season they went on a nice run. Second half of the season they really pushed City, but these attackers, man, come
We
on.
scored 91 goals last season in the league.
91.
I don't know how we did it,
I
but
don't
I'm
know.
saying that's
Me
the most
neither.
we scored.
Honestly.
People are forgetting we scored 91 goals.
It was it's a great machine. Arsenal are a machine, honestly, and they have a brilliant attacker inside. But bro, that attack this season, man, it ain't doing it for me. Marinelli, Trossard, Havertz, Jesus, nah, man, nah. You got. I need to see. And to be fair, Arsenal have made a habit. Did they do anything last January? I know they did something the January before that. But you guys have added in previous January.
Trossard was last January, or was
No,
January
that
before
was
that?
Trossard
was
last January before.
Yeah.
January before.
Yeah, because they tried Trossard.
Yes.
Last January we didn't. I don't think we even.
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I think similar business is going to be required this time.
No, the one before. The one before. Yeah, I don't think we did anything.
But I think similar business is needed this time around, because right now it's heavy lifting from Saka
I have an idea.
and it's heavy
It's
lifting
gonna be
from
expensive.
corners. Or Rashford.
Marcus Rashford.
That's not gonna be that expensive.
He's going to be expensive. Huh? You see his wages?
He wants to go, man.
Jack Grealish.
Mohamed Kudus.
Yeah, right.
That's
Y'all
like
ain't got the
wish
bread for
list.
that anyways.
Yeah.
Give me Kudus, man.
That's a wish list.
He can play anywhere across that line.
Yeah, that's an
Play on
FM
the
one.
left.
Even in
costs
midfield,
so
even in
much.
midfield as well, by the way.
Huh?
He can play in midfield as well.
No, he's a
But
top
play him
player.
on the left.
He would improve you guys.
Play him from left
He'd
on
improve
West
you
Ham
guys
this season a lot.
massively, but you guys ain't got the bread in January.
Yeah,
I don't think
no,
West Ham would ever sell him.
And also, didn't he
Oh,
say
yeah,
one
do
of
you?
We got bread, bro.
Didn't he say one of the issues?
What sources do you got at the club that you guys got bread?
Who's got more sources than me at the club?
I'm asking
Yeah,
you. Who's the source?
That war chest. Remember that war chest?
We have an
every
exclusive,
summer.
guys. Arsenal have an unlimited
They
budget.
didn't want to spend that war chest over the summer.
Huh?
They didn't want to spend that war chest over the summer.
No.
Where was that war chest? They couldn't find the key. That
We've got budget. We've got budget, but obviously,
yeah, that budget don't allow for kudos, man.
Recruitment hasn't been espamazing.
And now who's
Especially in the
making the
summer.
signings? Just Arteta.
Especially in the summer. Huh?
Who's
Okay,
making-
Hey, let me see that wallpaper.
See him all over now. It's Arteta and Ashworth. Look at you.
Josh Kroenke,
Arteta, Ashworth.
Tim Lewis.
Crooked ass hairline.
Tim, who's?
Tim Lewis with the crooked ass
Oh,
hairline.
my man with the. He should have.
Hairline touching the top of
But,
his head, man, moving like Ilias.
That's crazy. What's he on today? What's he on today?
Ilias
today.
threw
That is crazy.
he threw a crazy strike at me the other day. So you know, Ilias was
Getting him back. What did he say?
That little accent thing that he was doing. As you were there with him last time too, huh? Yeah, you were right next to him.
Is that me?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But so yeah, you guys think Arsenal will drop down into third? You think Arsenal drop down to third?
Crazy
Yeah.
today.
Third.
And that's because of course Chelsea and Liverpool are here now.
Yeah.
You don't see Arsenal changing it too much, turning up too much. We're
For
third
me,
right now, so
I
you think
think
we're gonna stay there?
I think, yeah, the way you guys are looking this season, it's risk averse. It's safety football. And I don't see Arteta loosening the shackles over the second half of the season. Unless, as you said, he goes out in January, recruits for the attack, and there's some kind
Makes
of...
a statement signing.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to go too
And
gung-ho
the worst
and
part
switch
is
up
what-
what he's currently doing, in
The
my
worst part
opinion.
is if we saw the midfield that he wanted to construct based on his signings. Rice, Odegaard, Marino. We saw it at Everton at home. This is not a title or a we saw that midfield, right?
Yeah, but
obviously
midfield is also like as good as the rest.
as
For
the
example,
thing and all the pieces
he
around
wasn't
him,
playing
for
his
sure.
best defense.
For sure, he
example.
wasn't, and that
playing-
matters with you guys because you invert the fullback.
There's
and
a
it's
lot
so
of different things
for
that
sure.
go into it.
But
It's
I'm
not
just
as
saying
easy
that
saying, "Oh, this is his first
It's
one."
not, yeah, I'm not saying it's as
go on.
simple as that. But the point of the matter is, if this is closer to what Arteta's team looks like now, this version of Arteta's team, I can't see how that comes any higher than third because I think logically speaking, Chelsea, we all know inevitably they're going to face a bit of a storm in the season. Of course, they're going to have some tough fixtures and they're going to lose. They haven't played a big team, and I think that's right, and I think that's obviously right. But I saw the way they played at Anfield, and I saw the way that they performed against big teams in other games. I think by the way that they play, Enzo Maresca.
If you're going about against big teams, what top 6 team has beaten us in the last 3 years? Not one.
But
I'm saying we're still
did
a
you
hard team to beat.
So, for example, I look at how you guys played at the Etihad. I know you had a red card. That's obviously
won.
but arguably.
I don't think the big games have been a problem for you, though. It's been
Yeah,
the
but
Bournemouth,
Well,
it's been
it's
the-
not- I don't
yeah,
think
sure,
it hasn't
it's
been a
the
problem.
Fulhams,
but
it's
even
the-
still, you guys have different issues to them. They
Yes.
will face their issues. And logically speaking, you might look at the past and say Arsenal will go on a run and this isn't too much of an issue. And there is the potential of that. But I look at the way that the two teams are performing at this point in time. Who is more likely to win games and get more points on the board? It's
That's
Chelsea
a long
right now,
season,
bro.
though.
It's a long.
It is a long
22
season.
games.
As I'm
in the
speaking
For
league.
me, it's
From
tight
what I've
between.
seen.
It's tight between.
Yeah, it
It
won't
is.
be a lot. It won't.
I
Yeah,
think-
it won't be. It
And
won't
this
be.
isn't even me. I'm not happy about being tight with Chelsea. I want to try to win the league. So if we come second or third, I'm still disappointed either way. I'm just saying this with the Arsenal and Chelsea conundrum. I just think we have more. Like in the tank, we have more experience in the last few years with the players.
for sure.
Arteta,
It's logical.
with, a lot more. Like just more of a logical fight.
no,
The logical
Yeah.
answer is
Logic-
Arsenal.
logic dictates Arsenal second for me. Still, even now.
With
even
22 league games to go, there's only been 16 played.
Yeah.
22 to go.
Yeah.
I think it's a safer bet to go
You
for.
know what it is
I
with
agree. I
Chelsea?
agree safer. I
You know what it
agree
is with
safer bet.
Chelsea? Chelsea. Oh, I guess we're still talking about Arsenal. So let's just kind of.
I mean, yeah, we could do both because it's pretty evident
Yeah.
that that's
Nah,
two
Chelsea
teams in
gonna be
debate.
second.
Because I was gonna say Chelsea this season, what they're doing so well. Because last year, if you remember, they were good against the big teams. And it was against the smaller teams that
They struggle.
typically tended to
Oh,
struggle.
we beat them
with.
5-0, huh?
Yeah, the small teams they struggle against.
So
That's my last shot of it. That's my last straight at the game. So sorry.
there's 19
I tried one more. I tried one
He's
more.
awake
I tried one more. I tried one more. I
So
tried
there's
one more.
19
He's awake
teams.
today.
I
He's
tried
awake
one more. I
today.
tried
Do you know
one
what
more.
I've got
I
this
tried one
season? He's beating them. I was an Arsenal fan allegations.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not watching them anymore, bro.
Bro,
Nah,
he's fighting them
I'm
allegations.
I'm Chelsea Nation these
Come
days.
on,
man. I
we're
need that
Chelsea
Chelsea
Nation.
title these days, man.
Not the Chills.
You and Facebook same team.
Yeah,
I didn't
nasty.
see that, man.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Nasty.
Yeah, I did-
But I can't support
Nasty.
Liverpool.
Nasty.
Chelsea.
with
So
that.
Arsenal, let's try with the league.
Arsenal is.
I think we can still do it, man.
win the league.
I know I said in the roundup the other day.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Relax,
wait.
relax,
Do you know what I noticed about
man.
you? I remember you were going crazy when you drew to Fulham. Then you posted a screenshot. It's like one draw. It's like, why all of you guys getting angry? You were the one that was getting angry. Your emotions are like this right now, bro.
been
You draw
travelling.
a game.
Right, I watched the Everton game in Miami.
Convinces
That's
himself.
different land.
Yeah.
It's different land. So my brain's all over the place right now, bro. How am I watching?
It's a jet lag.
I'm watching Arsenal Everton in
Yeah.
South Beach, Miami.
It's
At
the
10
same
a.m.
day.
this.
It's the same
You're
like
At
on
10
TV, man.
Nah, but it's the area is different.
Yeah.
The air is different.
The air, the things you're seeing.
I'm frustrated. We're struggling, and I see a
Venice
beach there.
Venice Beach is there.
You know, it's ridiculous. So yes, I said I came on the roundup the other day. Venice Beach, just in LA as well. So that's fun.
What's that beach in Miami?
South Beach. I was in
South Beach.
Venice Beach.
Yeah. So I came on the podcast the other day and I said I wasn't that excited. I said that on the roundup.
I came on the podcast. This guy's so dumb.
I said on the roundup.
You get on
I said on the,
I came on the podcast and I wasn't that excited.
I said on the
I
roundup.
understand.
I said on the roundup
Horrible.
that I think it's done for Arsenal for the league, and I'm still sticking to that because you were sat here next to me, right? I said I think Arsenal for the league, but also now I've had a couple of days to relax. I do still
He
believe.
forgot about Gabriel Martinelli.
Bro,
He just needs to see him
yeah.
again, and then he'll remember
I've
why they're
had
good.
I've had a couple of days to think and relax and watch other. I've watched since that day we did a roundup.
Yeah.
I've watched Serie A matches.
Yeah.
I've watched Wembley FC in seventh tier of English football.
Yeah.
Now I've watched lots of football.
Yeah.
So
Cleanse
you know,
this palate.
like cleanse my palate up.
Until you watch Arsenal again.
I still don't have Arsenal coming first in our top 6 predictions, but I'm not as like completely out of it as I was a couple of days ago. I think it's ridiculous to think because now this league is different to how the leagues have been in the last few years. If City were the same cities this season than they were in the last 4 years, whatever, then I'd say yeah, we're out of it because you can't slip up this much against that City. This league is a league where this season's weird, where you see Liverpool are top of this league,
I
but
agree
they
with
just
you.
drew 2 games
I
in a
agree
row.
with you.
Chelsea are now second. It's not.
The problem with you
it's
guys
not gonna be
though-
like a 90 point.
No, but the
we know
problem
we
with you
can
guys
still
is
get
you're
96
you're
points.
also not
I don't
that.
think we will.
But I think that's the same.
And
You
we're
guys are
also
also
acting-
turbulent this
I
season.
understand,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this season's a weird one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think it's ridiculous to compare this season to the last 5 or 6 or whatever.
But that's the same
It's
thing
a
for you
different
guys
one.
as well, too, though,
100%
'cause you
for
keep
us.
talking about we
Yeah,
can
we
That's
all
what I'm
put
saying.
City
Same thing for
fourth.
us, same thing
Yeah.
for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Liverpool can win it. But what I'm saying, it's a more, it's a weird
Volatile,
season.
it's volatile.
That's why I'm saying it's not. I don't want to completely write us off anymore.
clear
I
cut,
said it the other
yeah.
day, but I thought about it and I was like, it's not as clear cut. I wish we did. These points.
So
we're
what's your
throwing away.
percentage for Arsenal in the league this season?
I mean,
We ain't heard that number
we're
for a
doing the
while.
predictions. Let's move. I've got them in second, so I don't have them to win the league.
Yeah.
I got Liverpool to win the league.
Yeah, same.
But you said you're out of the title race. You're not out of the title.
I said we're out the title race a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and you're
in my
not.
head. Now I don't think we are,
no,
but I
you're
still
not.
don't have us to win the league. I put Liverpool.
Okay,
to
now
win the
fair
league.
enough. Fair
But
enough.
I'm just saying, I've had a couple of days to think, and I jumped.
I think-
Just think about
It'll
SDS.
still
We
be
come
a-
on here after a result like that, and our emotions is still
but
raw.
that's-
And
listen,
that's the
I'm happy
beauty
to
of
go back on things I say.
Yeah, 100%. That's the
I'm
beauty
a
of content.
flawed human
What's
being.
that one meme? It's like the feeling when you say you're back after saying.
I'm
back.
so back.
I'm
after,
so back.
After 5 minutes ago,
We
it's all
are
over.
so back.
We are so back now. You're so back.
No. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm happy to go back on things I say. I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm happy to, I understand that, there's emotions and all of that. Humans are emotional beings, but.
No, I feel you, bro. A few
sometimes
days
I'm
ago,
just
I was all doom and gloom. Now I think we can win the Carabao Cup.
That's
Bro.
what
Now
I'm
once
saying.
United, I'm like,
Bro,
hey,
that's what I'm saying.
Cameron's at the wheel,
Today
man.
we play. Today at the time of filming, you guys would know the results. Today at the time of filming, we're playing against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup and quarter final at home. If we lose that,
Yeah, we're done.
my head's gone.
Yeah.
You're
So-
so
so- it's
over
so
again. It's so
over.
over
Hashtag
again.
Arteta
It's so over again.
Because I won the EFL Cup. I
Yeah.
won that cup.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Everyone around the table's in that cup.
I won
Still.
that cup. I've always won that cup. I'm still gonna have tables turned. I've always wanted the cup.
He wants that third in Carabao, yeah?
That's what I'm saying. He wants that Ten Hag.
He wants that.
He wants that Ten
I
Hag.
definitely
And
don't want that.
Mikel sounded like Ten Hag recently as well, man.
Hey, I want
Don't forget, I won 2 charity shield.
And he did he not?
I said, All I was expecting to hear is, That's what I was hearing. That's what I was missing. A bold head and That's what I was missing from Mikel.
Please.
Please.
Nah, but
Yeah,
he did,
okay.
did he not?
Huh?
He's won 2 charity shows and
So you've won 3 trophies, Sharky.
he's won FA Cup 2 charity shows.
Sharky, have you won 3 trophies?
Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction?
That's
The
no
fact
problem.
that he tried to claim the two.
But then- but then-
Have you won 3
Listen,
trophies?
Ilyas said
Has he won the FA
sarcastic.
Cup and 2 charity shows?
He's won 1 trophy and 2 shields, yeah.
Okay.
So he's won 3 trophies,
It's a
Shaggy.
fact what he said.
So it's all-
Anyways, did you see the clip? Did you see straight after? Because they wanted to conveniently cut it at that point. Did you see what he said straight
See,
after?
this is another Sharky moment though, because he saw the clip and then quoted it. Oh no.
No.
And then I see everything. I see
but
everything.
I said no.
And then afterwards he said,
I said,
"Oh man, why do you get
I
so
said, no,
outraged
no,
about
no.
this? It was out of context."
I said, because the was for I know how the public's gonna receive this.
"Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's like a here we go kind of thing. No, no. Look at. I said, no,
Yeah, he
no.
said, he said,
Like, here we go. Another Arsenal thing to people
Yeah,
talk
He's
about.
quoting you.
He's misquoting me. Bad journalism. Tell him.
Yeah, that's poor.
Yeah, there's only one Algerian journalist. There's only one Algerian
Second
journalist,
place,
bro.
we got Chelsea. I'm guessing you guys do. I have
Yeah,
Arsenal, obviously, but we spoke about Arsenal. We spoke about Chelsea, but speak a little bit more about Chelsea and why you think.
Yeah, that's where I was
They're
going to
gonna
go
come
with that
second.
because I think this season against the smaller teams, they're beating up on the small teams.
Just
Man. At
slapping
home
them
in
up.
particular, Chelsea against the smaller teams is cash money, man. Like the performances, the way they can play in transition. I think I said it the other day. Maybe bar Liverpool, I think Chelsea are the best team in transition in the league because when you get Cole Palmer picking up the ball on the halfway line in his own
Madueke.
half, and then you see Madueke, Neto, Jax, you see these boys running in transition. Enzo these days now is finding them in transition as well too.
Gotta ask questions about that,
They
bro.
can
They're
run on the
saying
break,
he's got
man.
Mudrik's trainer.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
I
Was
was
that?
questioning
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Hey, listen, that's
Hey,
another
hey,
reason why they
hey,
might
hey,
drop
hey,
off if
hey,
Enzo
hey,
gets
hey,
caught.
They were talking about divorce.
Yeah, everyone
hey,
Banzema on here.
Ilyas said we're applauding for leaving your wife.
Hey,
For leaving your wife.
that might not have been the reason then.
Bro, it could have been dope.
So that's enough. If he gets caught for that, hey, listen, that's
a
another
weapon
reason for us
lost.
to come second.
It's a weapon
But
lost.
good point you made there about Chelsea at home against smaller teams because that's what's been their biggest problem over the last few years.
Yeah.
Stamford Bridge was a stomping ground for any away team. Cunha was coming and scoring a hat-trick. You know, Brentford would go and beat them.
It's their first time they lost there, yeah.
Every team was going to Stamford Bridge and beating them. You know, this was a normal thing. So them fixing that has been a massive difference in where they are now. Look at this, second place right now. Their form is ridiculous.
They're scoring goals
for me. That's what I was going to say. I think their
they haven't even
attack
lost since that Liverpool
and
game.
the options that they have in attack as well, for me, I think is what's going to get them through games a lot of the times. The wins, whether they're behind to get the goals, they can literally make a 3-man change where it's Neto, Felix, and Nkunku coming on.
Yeah.
Fresh legs, good quality. And this is where I think having that kind of 2 squads for the Europa League, bro, it helps you in terms of rotation and changing games. And I think so many times we've seen that this season where if it's not the starters, cool. I think Liverpool had that like a season or 2 ago where it's like you've got 4 or 5 good quality attacking options.
Shaqiri off the bench.
Shaqiri, not even Shaqiri off the bench, but it was Diaz, Gakpo, and
you're talking about
Darwin
that
or
one.
Jota
I'm even
coming
thinking
on.
when they used to have Shaqiri and Origi, and it was still good options.
And it
coming
was
off
still
the bench,
good quality options. And I feel like they have that more than anyone. And you always see that every season. Whoever has kind of that best attack is able to almost eke out those extra few points.
Yeah,
and
100%.
defensively, I think they're
yeah.
actually very much improved. I think individually as well, they've improved. The only thing that's been costing them, you feel like, has been Sanchez at the back. But that's where I feel like in January they should address.
And they don't have that consistent centre-back partnership. Obviously, Levi Cole seems like the ever-present one on the left side, but they'll play Tosin one game or Fofana, obviously in and out of the team, or Disasi,
Cucurella, the form he's been on this year.
But it's they need that. I think they still need a centre-back.
Yeah.
They need a keeper.
The
They need
keeper, don't be
something as well,
surprised.
too, that you
Don't
can't-
be surprised if that Djokovic and
Nah,
not
won't
Djokovic,
be.
Jorgensen
Jorgensen
comes in.
But Enzo
would've done it
Maresca's
by now.
but Enzo Maresca's publicly come out and said that Sanchez is a guy, and that's the person I want to give a lot of flowers to. Enzo Maresca, what he's done with this squad has been nothing short of brilliant.
I think he deserves a round of
No, I
applause.
think he deserves a round of applause.
You're the vice captain.
I think he deserves it.
Nah, that's for round. That's for round.
That's for round.
No,
That's
but-
only.
But the
Yeah,
vice
but for
captain
this-
does have the power.
Do you know
At
what?
Any point,
Do you know what?
Table.
For him, especially because I think at the start of the season, with all the predictions and everything coming into it,
Do you remember
I
what
was-
Liban called him?
Mayeska.
Because he's a
Because
yes
he's a
man,
yes
apparently,
man.
and he's not
And,
going to do well.
bro, what he's done this season has been brilliant. Like, even if there's one detail, if I give you one example out of it, Malo Gusto played in like a high right pocket position at one point early in the season and was lost at sea. Didn't know when to underlap. His crosses weren't working. He was trying to run in behind, trying to link up, was losing the ball. Didn't work out. Look at their previous game. He was playing in the right side of a back 3. This is just simple profiling. And I said this early on in the season at SDS as well. What I rate about both of the 2 managers we have in the first 2 positions, they're profiling their players correctly.
Yeah.
Enzo Fernandez, we thought, does he have the intensity for the Premier League? Things are running past. I don't know how he's going to do well off the ball. I don't think it's
We
Enzo.
thought it was done.
Enzo
We were
Caicedo's
saying
gonna work.
Caicedo Lavia as the partnership.
And then
Or people were saying.
and
don't
then he'll invert Caicedo from right back.
Right back, yeah.
Enzo would be at the top of the box in the 10s, or he'll be sitting next to Caicedo, and it looks a revolution all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I still think there's
also
weaknesses.
as well, there could be other factors.
Could be the doping as well. Could be the doping as well. Obviously,
Allegedly.
It's
allegedly.
important as a journalist, by the way.
Yeah, as a
Yeah,
journalist.
sorry, allegedly is what you're supposed to say. Yeah, sorry, allegedly. But and then you look at the front 3. The fact that he can run such high standards and laws with these guys. If you're not doing well in training,
That's what I
Noni,
really like about
brother.
him,
If you're not doing well in training, Noni, tomorrow Neto's gonna play. No problem, brother. Sancho, it didn't work out for you in the first couple of games. Your time will come. You're training well.
Yeah.
You have your start now. You've got
I
your
think the
position.
clarity
It's-
that he's spoken
and it's so
with.
important with young squads as well.
Yeah.
Because this manager needs to be the iron fist. It needs to be that law down. And he's done that so well without upsetting these young players. But at the same time, remember early in the season, Raheem Sterling, sayonara.
See you later.
Sayonara, you're not for
Yeah.
me, brother. You're not part of my plans. The 40,
even-
the
even-
40-man plan, you're not part of it.
But do you remember even that when it was talk about, yo, you've got a 40-man squad? And he said, no, I have
20,
21. It's clear cut. I think the clarity he has spoken
such
with
a good
from
coach
day
this season.
one all the way throughout. And I think that's what your new gaffer's doing pretty well as well. Like, come in, speak with clarity. You know what my ideas are. This is how we're moving forward.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it
and
works.
yes, of course, there's defensive frailties at that club, and they'll fix that. You know,
Yeah.
might not be in January, probably will be in the summer. That's why I think they won't win the league. I don't think they will end up winning that league. But this is a
think there's one
massive,
more thing
this
as
is a
well,
massive
too.
improvement. But also, we're talking about the attacking depth. It's ridiculous, man. Like, imagine you're playing against Chelsea, you see a triple substitution, and you see Nkunku, João Felix, and Pedro Neto.
Shut
You're
the
like,
hell up, man. Shut up, man. Shut up,
And
man.
Kunku's moving like Messi in that
oh, it's like,
bro.
what the hell?
Imagine I'm a defender,
He's
tired
right.
legs,
Well,
60
he's right.
I
minutes.
have a feeling
allow
he's
him.
going to set a record.
And
That's not
Kunku's
going to
running
be
like
broken.
Will Chamberlain in the Conference League this year, bro. He's putting up crazy numbers, man.
24 goals and no one's ever going to count.
Yeah,
him.
no one's gonna
He's
even
gonna
see
do
them,
some
bro.
dumb shit.
I've not seen
Nah,
one.
man. He's the will of the Conference
Bro,
League,
they're
bro.
beating up some dude called Noah the other week. I said, huh? Noah back.
Noah's
I
Ark,
said,
man.
nah, chill on Noah, man.
Shout out my boy.
That boy
Noah.
nice.
What's the other thing you're gonna say?
I was gonna say the thing that's stopping Chelsea for me this season is something that, like, you can talk about center backs, goalkeepers. Yeah, they could buy both of those over the summer or over January,
Hopefully,
but you can't buy experience, and I think that's what's going to stop this Chelsea team. I just think it's a year
for
too
the
early
league, you
for
mean?
them.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a year too early, and I think the crunch point of the season, like,
But you
where-
do think there's enough? There's lack of experience still enough to top Arsenal.
yeah, I think Chelsea will be in
Who
and
have
around.
been experienced in 2 title runs in a row.
No,
the
because
same
I'm not
squad.
saying experience is the only thing here,
No, it's
right?
a question.
It's a good question.
This
No,
is
it's
what
not, because that's what Arsenal did 2 years ago.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I put them below.
Yeah, that was Arsenal. I was Arsenal a couple of
Which
years
is
ago.
fair,
That
which
was
is
Yeah,
fair.
it was
Like,
in fifth too.
For me, I think it's close between them. I think, look, they have experience over Chelsea that I can't disagree with, but I think there's something that this Chelsea team has at the moment, which I think is a bit more tactical flexibility, especially going forward, that I'm seeing more so than Arsenal. If that's the case, I think experience will be what ultimately kind of leads to Chelsea.
But that's quite an indictment on Mikel, no? That in how what season is he in now? His 4th season, is it? And Enzo's been in his 1st season, and we're seeing more attacking flexibility patterns.
No,
in
but
the
let's
final
not
but we've
let's not
seen-
forget
we're not acting like
2022.
I'm not saying we haven't seen.
2020,
Exactly, so
I'm
don't-
just saying that for him to go from that to what we're seeing right now with Arsenal is a regression.
Then that
It's not-
probably
and
means
it's-
there's other things at play. There's other things to maybe work out and address. Once you've seen someone do this, and we've seen Arteta
it's
do
proof
this,
that he can
we've
coach
seen-
that.
exactly.
Yeah,
If
I'm not
there's
saying he
proof-
can't coach
If
that.
there's proof that he can do it, and you've seen him do it, then you judge him at that level.
100%.
And
For example,
you
when
judge him
when-
there, and then now if he's somewhere here, you don't go, now this is his, no, that's
No,
his
that's-
level.
and
maybe
anyways,
he's
I-
currently
maybe
performing
I
here.
came across wrong.
So we got to figure out why he's gone from there to there, and what's that middle
But
back, 'cause this is what he can do.
No, of course.
I-
and he
I-
always
I-
can't say,
all I
Enzo's
said-
showing more. No,
all I
Arteta's showed
all
more
I
than what
said,
Enzo's
all I
showed.
said,
his
anyways.
first season, Enzo's first season, I understand the context that Arteta was in with the poor squad that he had. But Enzo's come into this team, laid down the law. We're seeing more free-flowing attacking football.
It's not
than-
comparable.
And
what
anyways,
Enzo's
all I
coming
said,
to
okay,
and
all
what
I
Arteta's
said at the moment he's showing more tactical flexibility. Last
Yeah,
season,
that's the
Leicester
truth.
fans were saying Maresca has no tactical flexibility.
Yeah,
And
they're
a few
saying
years
he was
ago,
rigid. Yeah,
when
yeah,
Arteta had 50 points in 19 games, I was saying, well, this guy, look, he can beat teams in different ways. So
Yeah.
just saying at the moment, I think
Yeah.
Maresca is coming up with
is
more
correct to
solutions
say, yeah.
attacking than Arteta has.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to last? That it remains to be seen.
we'll
I
have to
think
see.
personally, in the bigger games, I do think Chelsea have been a little more toothless than they show against the smaller teams. I think they are a little a little more devoid of ideas in terms of breaking down these kinds of teams. And I think experience is going to hurt them towards the end of the season, because last 10 games of the year where every single game is like massive. You're looking at what the other team is doing. Right now, there's no pressure on them. Maresca's saying every game we're just worrying about the 3 points.
Yeah.
You get towards the end of the season where it's like do or die every single game.
We have
League
to
on the
win.
line.
Yeah, see
I
where they
think
are.
that's
That's what
where
we see,
inevitably the age factor is going to come
Yeah.
in. Maresca's never been in a Premier League title race before. Let's see how it kind of goes.
All right, and in first place,
Get ready,
seems
Liverpool
pretty unanimous,
Mm-hmm.
but
Man United, Amorim.
yeah, there you go, Ruben Amorim,
Nah.
Amad Diallo.
Yeah.
So where do you have United then? I think you had someone else seventh. You had them eighth.
Man. I don't even know where we have them, man.
I'd have
Hopefully
United-
in the
I'd have
top.
United
Hopefully in the
seventh.
top half this season, man.
Let's talk about Liverpool.
Hopefully you can scroll and you don't have to scroll to see it.
Hopefully they don't get cut off. Like
hopefully you can make the
Yeah.
10.
Give me
Let-
Europa League. That's all.
Yeah, let's talk about Liverpool. I mean, I assume everyone's got Liverpool to end up doing this whole thing. Yeah, I mean, we all got Liverpool in first place. They are there now. They'd have to. I mean, listen, they're currently 2 points above second place Chelsea, but they have a game in hand, so it could go up to 5. That game in hand will be a tough one. No, it's Everton at Goodison. They have to play at some point this season. But listen, they're still competing in the Champions League. Liverpool, they're up there. I think they're top of the table there.
Undefeated. Battered Leverkusen, Madrid, Milan.
Yeah. They've time of recording. They've had two draws in a row in the Premier League. So there are some stumbles.
Penalty effect.
Yeah. There are some stumbles, but still pretty much clean record. 11 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss in the Premier League so far. Yeah. I mean, Onslaught coming in, Faisal famously on the pre-season prediction video.
You should have had
Didn't
him
have
here
him.
today. We should have had him here with
What,
his
to
shirt.
hear
on.
his
to revise his
All
life.
3 of us with lashes,
It'll be ridiculous.
whipping him, teaching him a lesson.
100%.
That
100%.
that was blasphemous.
Yes. I would have
I'm sorry, your little YouTube apology video ain't gonna do it. We need. Ilyas came with a little chat GPT apology. Don't worry,
Hey, it
we're
worked
coming.
for Ilyas.
We're
It
coming
worked
for
for Ilyas,
Gravenberch. Oh yeah, we saw Ahmad giving him
worked.
his.
Arne Slot ain't giving him an apology. He's gonna slap
Ryan's
on
not
the
that
head.
nice.
Ryan Gravenberch
He's not that nice.
on a slot. Don't worry, I'm bringing him to the studio. We want it in person.
Hey, Gravenberch's been on SDS before, you know. So you never know. He might come back on.
We got to spin the block on that one with the real Fuad this time. Who's been running your real prop? Yeah. No, not that Liverpool fan, yeah, come see me, number one stock investor. When I told you not to buy Bitcoin, nobody wanted to. Now look at me.
Oh man, are you sure you're not a Liverpool fan?
No, I'm sorry.
Are you sure you're not a Liverpool fan?
Let me chill.
Nah, man. But listen, to Liverpool Top League. Yeah. What other? Okay. We all think they're going to win the Premier League. Yeah. What would have to happen for them not to win the Premier League?
Salah posting the Christmas picture.
Inevitable.
I was thinking. I can't even lie, man. I was thinking.
It starts there. A Virgil van Dijk potential injury. Yeah. Trent confirming that he's not signing the new deal. Yeah. And some kind of capitulation. There needs to be a culmination of a few things that all of a sudden
even something like a Gravenberch injury
unsteady.
Happen,
just unsteadies the ship a little bit because I think Salah's been almost burdening that kind of attack, if you like. Of course, Gakpo, Diaz have been chipping in, but 70%?
70% of all goals come from contributed from him.
That's crazy. A lot, though. Do you think that's sustainable? If it is anyone to stay, it's Salah, but...
no. Oh, the second half of the season. I don't know if it is Salah.
I know, but it was AFCON last season. And
Christmas street tweet, man. That comes without AFCON.
If there was 1 year we all need to just universally get together and just say, brother, please, not this year.
Man.
I need that. I need that. I need that.
I like that, bro. I'm trying to win the league. I'm trying to win the league, bro. I'm trying to win the league.
I know some. Even if you don't, someone's gonna get the Grok
give me
AI.
a call, man.
Hey, look, he's still done it. He's still done it.
Grok will do it now.
Grok will do it.
Yeah,
Grok will do it now.
No, the Grok pictures, I can't lie.
Brilliant.
Crazy.
I saw Sexy Red of Rosa Parks in the bus. I swear, someone posted a Grok AI picture.
You lot are finished. You lot are finished. If I can't even say the ones that I've seen because they are so
that's why I said that one.
Bro.
Well, that's the one that could fly. Rosa Parks and Sexy
Red. Elon gave people too much power, man. I might start making our thumbnails of Grok AI. Sorry, guys.
Hey, listen, I can't lie. Graphic designers might be in huge trouble.
Yo, hey. Job center now. Get out of here, man.
Hey, Lias is funny today, man.
What's going on? Hey, what? Took that shit personal. Hey, I took that shit personal. I took that shit personal.
Bro, when he heard that line,
he said, say no more.
What?
No more analysis. No. I'm throwing anything at the wall these days, man. Some shit gotta stick.
I like it. Back to Liverpool, though. Back to Liverpool. Back to Liverpool. Yeah, we said, okay, cool. What could make them not win the league? We mentioned a few different things. Of course, the reliance on Salah is a big thing. Obviously, their best players so far haven't gone down yet. Konate has gone down. Alisson has gone down as well in the season at some point, but they've managed pretty well without them. Look at the Van Dijks, look at the Salahs, Trents. They need to stay fit. What's good about Slot, what I like is, not so much of Van Dijk and Salah because you can't rotate them, but the likes of Trent, they get less minutes now. They'll come on, he'll bring him off, he'll bring him back on, Robertson and Trent, which is good. Let's talk about why we think they will win the league. I know the points are on the board. They put the points on the board at the top of the league, but no one expected this. None of us had them to win the league, really. So what has Slot done so well? And we've spoken about it non-stop throughout the season of, he's done this, he's done that. But he's come into a team, he's in a more fortunate position than any manager usually comes to a team. A manager usually comes to a team because the manager before him just got sacked. The manager before him just got sacked because the team was underperforming. And the team was maybe rubbish team. The squad wasn't great. Just like Amram's coming to a crap team. Arteta came into a crap team. You got time to fix it. Slot's in a different situation. He's coming to a team with just the best players in the world. You know, the players with Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, and Salah, who are the best in their position, arguably in the whole league. He's come to a team that were competing for the league last season and just missed out. He's come to a good position, but he could have easily capitulated and messed that up. But his starting point was good, but he's done also a very good job as well to revitalize the Gravenberch. Curtis Jones.
That's the biggest one.
That's the biggest job he's done.
Diaz, Gakpo, even Trent looks better
Gakpo,
defensively.
yes, is another one as well. He wasn't performing.
It's dried up a little bit for Luis Diaz, but yeah, in general.
It has. But he's a patchy player. He's a patchy player because he can go on another purple patch.
Can I say
answer
go ahead. I was going to say, for me, the biggest thing he's brought is stability. I think he's brought stability to a group of very talented players that last season were scoring goals for fun. And they were coming back, but eventually that caught up to them, right? They were the team that went behind 1-0 the most in the league. I think the stat was like within the first 15 minutes of a game, Liverpool are at the bottom of the league if the game finishes there because they always go down 1-0. This season, how many times have Liverpool gone down 1-0? It's happened a few times recently, but for the most part, they've been in control of games. Defensively, they concede less chances. Trent feels a bit more protected this season. Again, I know the Fulham game just happened, but for the most part,
Yeah. But Liverpool boss Arne Slot. You see, he's in your phone.
Hello, you're watching a bit of Liverpool content?
I think Syria, when he said something about Liverpool,
Arne Slot, sometimes you can tell from like a manager what kind of team their team's gonna be like, right? With Klopp, it was. I know it less so towards the end, but it was heavy metal. It was a lot more aggressive, a lot more full throttle. And it kind of matched his personality as well, too. And you look at Arne Slot, who just seems like a much more collected, composed, that's the perfect word, measured man. And it almost seems to reflect in this team. They make measured decisions. They're more, and yeah, they still have that element of club ball every once in a while that, you get these boys running and count in transition. They're dangerous. But it just seems a bit more.
Even look at the example of when they went down 10 men against Fulham. That's the typical time where you think a manager would be like, all right, you know what, backs to the wall, shut up shop. But he went for a 3-3-3 formation, and they were still fluid, still trying to create. And I was like, bro, this guy in every game, he has like a small tactical tweak where he's reading the opposition, and he's just like,
one of the
and
best
the in-game
management.
management.
That's something I was impressed with actually the Fulham game, because yes, they went down 10 men. They didn't win the game, but they got a draw. But they were already down 1-0 and down a man. It's not like they went down 10 men while they were drawing. They
1-0 down, then 10
men.
men.
So they would go down and a man down. So they had to we've been down 10 men 3 times this season. Obviously Brighton at home, City and Bournemouth away. And when we go down to 10 men, 2 of them are away from home. Let's talk about the Brighton one. When we go down to 10 men, it's more about protect the result.
Yeah.
I understand maybe Liverpool were already losing. They didn't have a result to protect it, so they had to go and get the result. But it's a bit of a different mentality where they're still so confident and enough to go and attack even with a man down. Maybe a reason for that is with the amount of firepower they have, the amount of pace they have, and that front line. They can still go and threaten teams, even with a man down, with the likes of Darwin Núñez and Mohamed Salah and Luis Diaz.
But I think it comes from the coach as well, too.
We don't have that, but also instructions,
yeah.
But also it's a thing of the players he has at his disposal, like the powerful players, like Darwin Núñez, and how powerful he is in terms of driving up the pitch, sprinting.
I can't lie.
Salah,
Sharks, he brought.
They're devastating.
But my point is, he brought these players on.
The decision making he's making. This is the first time they've gone down a man, but the decision making he's making is so interesting compared to what we would do when we go down a man and we get defensive.
Yeah. But to answer your question earlier about what he's done, Slot, with this situation, with how he's walked in.
Yeah.
Less is more. What I mean by that is Liverpool had things that they were doing well under Jurgen Klopp. And sometimes when a manager comes into a new club, they really want to establish their identity on the squad. Obviously, there was the lucky part of that is that him and Klopp share some principles in pressing and all this kind of stuff, and he speaks so well about it all the time. But if something's working, if it ain't broke, it doesn't need to be fixed. I'm going to tweak things, and what he's shown me this season is, again, what I mentioned about earlier about profiling. I don't have a 6 right now. Let me look at someone like Gravenberch. This is my solution to this problem. Let me see if there's like you say, if there's a man down, how can I be tactically flexible and work within the means that I have right now? He's still not satisfied, Slot, and he talks about it all the time. He's not satisfied with performances because he still thinks there's some Kloppisms about this team. There is moments of lack of control, and he is he's all about control. That's why I think about how measured he is when he speaks. And also in his tactics as well. He doesn't want it to be gung-ho all the time. So he's walked into this job, which is obviously the biggest job of his career, and said, yeah, I will implement my idea, but things that have done so well for so long at this club, I'm keeping it here. And I'm just doing my slight tweaks. And it's something that Trent spoke about. I'm not changing you completely and trying to make you a good defender. Just give me these little things. And he spoke about it in the media. Give me the angles that I want you to be. Just small tweaks instead of changing things on a whole level.
And he walked into a club that already had a strong culture set. He came to a club with a 33-year-old Van Dijk as the leader of the team. You're not going to change anything about that. You came to a club with Andy Robertson, who's so influential in that team. Trent is so influential in that team, who's a local boy who's come from the academy, and now he's one of the main dogs of that team. Mohamed Salah, you came into this squad, the culture was already set. You can't change anything. This is culture that was set by the Klopps, the Jordan Hendersons, the James Milner. So he's already come into a good situation.
No, but
he could have gone, his ego could have got the best of him.
Yes.
And gone,
yes.
nah,
I want to change it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah.
It looks like he didn't. That's credit. Like, you have to credit someone to do that as well.
Because what I don't want people to do, because I see it becoming more of a narrative, is that he had an easy job coming in. Because I remember when David Moyes came into Manchester United after us winning the league, And it's similar, right? He brought in Fellaini. This guy's brought in Chiesa. Neither of them were really factors that first season. It was a group, there you go, with a good culture from Sir Alex and,
Culture, but I don't think the
leaders.
squad was as good.
They still had, though,
a decline.
Rooney,
Van
Van Persie, like you still, Kagawa, it was
Nani?
sexy. Nani was, like, it wasn't a bad squad. It wasn't a squad that should have finished seventh.
No, it
but
wasn't a smelly
some of
squad.
these guys talk about, he came in, and first of all, he was
Upset the
overwhelmed.
establishment,
No, he
yeah.
was overwhelmed by the size of the job, the size of the club coming
Yeah.
from Everton. And also, he comes in, he's trying to tell Rio and Vidic, like, yo, you guys need to go watch how Jagielka used to defend. And,
come
like,
on. Yeah.
bringing it, he
on,
goes
do
in
that.
and
Come on,
sacks all, bringing my own managers from Everton. Like, yes, it's good. Like, the situation is ideal in terms of you have a great squad, it's a great club, it's a huge fan base. I get that.
Still got a coach.
But it's also a huge step up from what he's been, and it doesn't feel like it's been a big step up for him. He just seems so comfortable at this level, and I think that's easier said.
Hey, listen, not generally, and I'm gonna warn you of the pun, but he's slotted in perfectly. No, like, but it's true though. It's like it's generally true though.
Don't laugh. That didn't-
No.
No,
It doesn't
because
matter what else.
all I thought straight away was, how long has he had that tucked away?
No.
Where he said, I need to wait for the right
No,
opportunity.
but don't encourage this.
I know this guy.
No, but he has though. What other word can I use then?
You're a nasty
Fit in.
piece of work, man.
Fit in perfect. No, he's slotted in. No, that doesn't make sense.
You idiot.
No, like if it was any other man in the world, it's just his name happens to be Slot. I didn't choose that. He slotted in perfectly though.
It's true.
That's all it is. Like you
see,
said.
if you want to make a joke about Pep, he's like, yeah, he would have walked in with a pep in his step. That's why you wanted to. Like,
But I don't
know
do
this
that.
guy, man. That's what he does. man.
do that.
Hansi, flick the switch.
Yes. We know your
I hear
game
you.
now,
Come on,
Sarge.
brother.
We got it
caught
now,
up to you,
man.
man. We
Yeah.
caught up to you. We don't believe it no more. It's done now. It's done.
Like, go low, like Josh him, innit? Josh him low.
He's done. He's done. Save him. Save him. No, he's done. Save him. Get in that asthma pump. Hey, asthma pump. Hey, he's done. He's done.
What? End the pod, man.
God damn. God damn.
Yo, you know
This
what we
one
need
is
this
so
guy one of
bad.
these days, bro. You know, in the hospital when they're trying to revive someone.
A defibrillator.
Bro.
Defibrillator for him,
Oh,
He's
man.
gonna pass out on us one
Bro,
of
I
these
can't
days,
lie.
bro.
So someone first aid trained here. Is someone first aid trained?
I am.
Yeah, cool. You're the one that's suffering. I said I am. You're suffering, bro.
You're gonna help yourself.
You know about Dr. ABC?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Come on,
man. You gotta have your first aid training. But I'm first aid trainer already. Good.
Come on, man.
So yeah, man, listen. That is
There's something there. There's something
No,
there, and I could have gone.
Why
And I
did
could
you
have
look
gone
like that? I didn't
because
like
the
that.
narrative is
I didn't
crazy.
like that.
This is what I knew. That's what I win.
Why
That's
you
what I
niggas
went
gotta
and
do
seen.
that? Why you
That's
not
what I
gonna do
went.
I
that?
wasn't gonna say it.
Because you two got something.
I saw the twink in his eye, bro.
Look, I thought it. I didn't say it.
See the twink?
Yeah, see, there we go. Now it's getting crazy. That's perfect time to wrap this up. We've done our top
Whose
6.
idea was it to have this bozo next to us? Behind the desk.
I agree, bro. That is the perfect time to wrap this up. That is our revised top 6. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please give us your revised top 6 in the comments below.
Checking if
And let's see. We'll come back to it at the end of the season, see if you got it perfectly right. But make sure you don't edit the comment because we can see you edited it. So make sure you put a comment now of your top 6, and I want to see if any of you get it exactly spot on right. Obviously, the top 3 is gonna be interesting as well because it can go. It looks like Liverpool are gonna do it, but hey, like I said, it's a different Premier League season to the usual one. So I want to see who you have finishing those positions. If you have a bit more time, put a little paragraph as well of why you think this team's gonna go there. And I want to see who you have in those 5th and 6th. I want to know who you have in those 5th and 6th place spots because we spoke about that. Those 9 teams are all competing for those 2 spots. So it's going to be interesting to see all your top 6 predictions. Hope you enjoyed our ones as well. And let's see how the season plays out, man.
Let's.
Our final top 6 is on the screen right now, so you can see all of our top 6s if you want to remember it in full. And maybe you can screenshot it and let's see at the end of the season who's the laughing stock
Yeah, a dark horse for
and
6.
who's right. Hey, why not, man?
not?
Philosophy, man. Just give me an identity, and next season we go again.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I'll give you an idea.
An idea.
That's what I want.
An idea.
This idea.
You want an idea?
If you see the idea, this
Exactly.
is what I'm
There
the
you
idea.
go.
That's the worst accent that you've done so far. That was awful. Was that supposed to be Amarim?
idea. This is idea.
Stick to mimicking me. Don't Amarim.
Like mimicking you is brilliant now.
As he always got
Howdy.
himself.
Howdy is that? You kind of fell off, bro. I can't
He
lie.
makes you southern. Ilias makes you camp. It's ridiculous.
Nah, Ilias pissed
No,
me off.
Elias makes me a valley girl. You're a valley girl. You're a valley girl. I was thinking Ruben is like that.
I might sneak in a hairline joke every single episode.
Yeah, because you got to get him back.
That one, in
Bro, it's mad.
I
He
watched
made
it
you
on stream. I
sound.
was like, stand on my. I ain't never had people. Yes, fair enough. That's what we're doing now.
There you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you very soon for another video. Goodbye.